Oh man, that's cool. Starlink for RVs arrived. I'm going camping and put this to the test. Dude, I've been seeing people reviewing these out in their backyard. It's just lazy. We're going to go to the desert. The first thing to know about Starlink for RVs, you don't actually need an RV. That's pretty obvious. You just need a power source. When we get to camp, I'll show you my power setup. That said, there are a couple differences between Starlink and Starlink for RV. The first thing, and this is the cool thing, actually the reason why I got it, is you can pause the service at any time. So you're paying monthly. So let's say you camp 2 or 3 times a year. Well, you just pay for those 2 or 3 months, and then for the rest of the year, you pause the service, which is great because there's very few people who can justify paying essentially for 2 internet providers all year round, one for their home and one for their RV. The other difference is Starlink residential takes priority over Starlink for RV. This isn't going to be a problem in the vast majority of cases because you're going to be out in the wilderness, you're going to be at campsites, there's not going to be a lot of other Starlinks around more than likely. So I wouldn't even worry about that. You're still going to get really fast speeds with this service. Other than that, as far as the hardware goes, the setup, that's all the same. And when we get to camp, I'll show you the setup and we'll get into all of that. It looks like I have about 2 hours until I get to camp, so I will meet back up with you when we get there. Alright guys, I made it to camp on the Utah-Colorado border out in the desert. This can be a great place to test out the Starlink. There's nobody around and it's a nice open sky, so it's going to work out real nice, I think. I'm going to get camp set up and then we'll get going on the Starlink. All right, camp is all set up, so let's get going on this. All right, Starlink. So this is the box that comes in. Now, obviously, I've already opened this up and tested it out because I'll be damned if I was going to drive 4.5 hours to find out there's a problem. But it's a good thing because I learned a couple things and I'm going to be able to share with you. Okay, stand. This is the dish. Router. Now the dish has a really long cable, which is awesome. And lastly, power cable. Very simple. All right, let's take a look at the app and how to set this thing up. All right, the first thing you're going to want to do is check for obstructions. So once you open the app, visibility, check for obstructions. I'm ready. Now you're going to point this up into the sky. All right, you're just going to move it around the sky, just like that. All right, let's talk about power. So if you're in an RV, it's not going to be a problem, but if you're out camping like me, you're going to need some kind of battery, some kind of power source. AC power, this ECOFLOW Pro, I've been using it for a couple weeks now. Absolutely love it. If you want to buy one, I'll put a link down in the description. But yeah, again, you're just looking for something with AC power, the regular outlets that you're used to. And this thing will probably power the Starlink all night. The cool thing about it is you can buy solar panels for it. You can charge it with your car. Highly recommended. And this is going to work great for what we're doing. All right, so let's start out by putting the dish out here in a nice open spot. Got a really long cable, so that makes it awesome. This just snaps right in. Very simple. All right, next plug the dish into the router, just like that. Plug in the power cable. I don't know why they make this thing pretty hard to get in there. There we go. Okay. All right, so the router's plugged in. Looks like right now it's pulling about 25 to 50 watts. That's not too bad. So it looks like it'll last about 15 hours or so on this battery. There's a little white light on the bottom of the router. That's how you know it's being powered. All right, let's pull up the app and get this thing set up. You'll notice that the dish will automatically align itself to where it needs to be in the sky. It's pretty cool to watch. Okay, from here, go into settings, connect to the Starlink Wi-Fi. And you can create a Wi-Fi. You can name it whatever you want. RBSL. I don't need a password. There's nobody around here, so. Cool. So now you're going to go into the app. It says connected, please wait. Really, that's about it. Once you finish creating your network, more than likely the satellite's going to be all aligned and we're online. Let's go ahead and do a speed test. That's not too bad for being out in the desert. It's not too bad at all. See if it hits 100. That'd be awesome. Not quite. That's pretty low latency though. That's awesome. Router to the internet. Nice. So that's 100. So yeah, you could hit 100 megabytes a second easily. My phone just can't handle it, obviously. It's working great on the laptop too, getting about 50 megabytes a second, which is pretty good considering where I'm at. I know a lot of you probably saying, "Oh, you're out camping. Why do you need internet and all that?" And I get that, but I don't know. We're not pilgrims. I mean, it is a luxury, but it's also something where, you know, people have different reasons. For example, I own an outdoor company, West Slope. We make backpacks and all kinds of cool things like that. And you know, I'd rather be out here than in the office. And I think sometimes people say that, you know, unless you're out there suffering or, you know, just have the bare minimum, then you're not really camping. And I don't really believe that. But yeah, if you want to see real suffering, I'll put a link down in the description of some of my winter camping videos. That's suffering. So if you have any problems during the initial setup, for example, if it just says it's searching or it won't connect, I found that the best way to do that, the best way to fix that is you have to reset the system. And the way you do that is you just unplug this, plug it back in, and you do that 3 times. That'll reset everything, set it up again, and it should work. You might have to do it a couple times, but eventually you'll get it to work. Check it out. Turned out pretty good. That's a bison steak. I did a video a couple weeks ago where I compared a bison steak versus just a regular beef ribeye steak. So if you've never had bison, check that video out. I'll put it right up here. Alright guys, well, I've been using the Starlink all day. Gotta say, I love this thing. Game changer. You know, if you're someone like me who maybe you own a small business or you work remotely, this is going to allow you to come out to beautiful places like this, get all your work done, enjoy a campfire. You might have thought that I glossed over the setup process. That's not the truth. The truth is it literally took a couple minutes. But anyway, the verdict, love it. I think it's a game changer. I've got a couple more beers to drink, and then I'm going to head to bed. Probably watch some Netflix. So guys, until next time, peace.